What is up, dudes? It is November 30th, 2022. It's a Wednesday night.
You know what that means.
You know what that means. The Brand and Big Vito T here.
Yo.
Coming at you. Pro Wrestling Planet Podcast, pwplanet.com. BVT, my man, what is up?
Yo, what's up? I love Wednesdays, you know that. I get all scissor happy.
We got Wednesdays. We've got a Dynamite show. A show that I actually really enjoyed, but of course we'll get into all that.
That's interesting.
Well, you know, for the most part. What I remember right now, my general vision of it, I enjoyed. We'll see what happens as this show goes on, man. Yeah! Anyway, thank you for joining us here, wherever you're joining us at. Make sure you can find us again. That's pretty much the easiest way to sum all that up.
Yeah.
We got AEW Dynamite. It starts off with the Jon Moxley promo.
Just want to say that it's now 2 weeks in a row.
In the
started
ring.
with a promo.
In the ring,
just
Vito. How do you feel about that?
I made the big fuss out of AEW doing a match at the beginning of the show for weeks and weeks and weeks on this show, and for 2 weeks in a row, and it's been Moxley too.
Yeah,
both times. But
Regal and Moxley last week, and now Mox.
But this time I was not disappointed either week, so I'm letting it go.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
I'm letting it go.
They're changing it up a little bit, you know what I mean? It's good to do this stuff every now and then, as long as it's good. And
I did learn something though.
What's that?
The three things that are for sure things.
Okay.
Death, taxes, and I was never really sure about this third one. I've heard plenty of things, but apparently Moxley, 100%. Moxley's that third one. Yeah.
100%. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, you know, Moxley, he talks a bunch of stuff here, but then more importantly, he gets interrupted by Hangman Adam Page.
My other guy, the Hangman.
Comes out, man, I think arguably this was the biggest pop of the night, because people were genuinely surprised to see Adam Page. They weren't expecting it.
Yeah, I had a jaw drop. That was my jaw drop of the night.
For sure. Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yep.
That's where we were at on this thing, so... yeah, buddy. So they kind of...
I love Hangman Adam Page, and I love Jon Moxley, so that was cool. And we're in the Indiana Farmers Coliseum, if you want to get real technical on this, since we called out the town.
Yes, and this was either written perfect or figured out perfectly between the two of them, because Moxley makes a comment about how he's surprised to see him, and, you know, you're sure you want to do this, man, you know, so it doesn't end up like last time.
He's like, did you forget?
Yeah. Did you forget? Yeah, and Paige just whacks him, and they start going at it. This was great.
Hey, concussions aren't funny, okay?
It's not a joke, man.
Concussions are real.
I'll drink to that.
Mm-hmm.
Not a joke, but hey.
It was funny, though.
You're right. They start brawling. They do your standard pull apart with the security, but they keep going after each other. This is like the worst episode of Jerry Springer ever, you know, where
It was a good pull apart segment. I liked it.
It was totally Jerry Springer, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was. It was like, okay, we've got it under control. No, we don't have it under control. Okay, we've got it under control. No, we don't. And then Moxley fell off the stage. I don't know if that was actually
awful.
Planned.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he missed the spot. I think he had more space. What'd JR say? Not JR. Excalibur said something like he was so focused on getting Hangman that he didn't even see where he was going. I was like, good sell.
Watch your step
Good
there.
job.
But we're going to get that apparently at some point in time in the near future. So awesome. Can't
Excited for
complain.
that. Hangman versus Mox for no title. Looking forward to that.
We can maybe see how that match was supposed to end the first time.
Would you agree that a match like say Mox and Hangman had the title match? Would you agree that that match would be different than a non-title match where neither of them have a title? Do you think that match would play out different? Not just the end of someone being a champion, but like the way they frame that match.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I like this feud more as like a semi-main, not in the title picture. I think it's great that they're revisiting this now. Keeps Moxley away from MJF for a bit. Moxley apparently sticking around. You know, we thought he was going on vacation, but apparently the team needs him too much. And
well, and I think I know why, because I read an article like about a month ago that said Tony Khan is quoted in saying that Renee Paquette is one of the reasons AEW is as good as it is right now. Or Renee is like a godsend to AEW or something like that. So we were thinking that Moxley's going to be leaving when I don't think Renee's going to go anywhere. I think Renee's stuck where she is.
Tony, I love you. Renee, no disrespect, but come on now.
Yeah.
Do we need these groveling comments in the press all the time? I mean,
unless Renee does like a shit ton of pre-tapes right now, then they can go.
You know,
she just goes in the back and does like 50 pre-tapes.
In one way or another, I mean, she's the best at doing that, but you know what I mean? Like,
she's got four to five segments a show.
I had a
easily.
Oh yeah, for sure. Totally took Shivani's gig for the most part. I don't remember where it was at, but Shivani said shit at some point. It was, you know, he called MJF a piece of shit later in the show.
Oh yeah,
and I was just like, I don't think the announcers should be cussing. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing for the talented. My old boss at CouvRadio.com for Horns and Headlocks, he told me, he's like, you know, you can cuss on the air, you know, it's fine, it's not like a big deal, but you should try not to make a habit of it. You know, your guests can cuss all that they want to, but as a host, you should be kind of reserved. You know,
so JR used to say "son of a bitch" when he got excited.
Well, that was JR though.
That was like they did that commonly back in the late 90s. Son of a bitch. He did that a lot.
Our favorite was when Kane would come out and the pyro would go off at the beginning, and JR would go, "Go." He would always like act like he was scared or was Maka. Oh, those were great times.
Hell, fire, and brimstone. Those are great times.
Yep.
Anyway,
when the pyro
are we still on a Dynamite podcast here?
Either way, man, we're reminiscing about the good old Attitude Era. We're allowed to do that.
JR's not on Dynamite anymore. He's barely on there. JR, we miss you. He's on Rampage sometimes, and only like the last hour of a pay-per-view.
Can't say I really miss him much. You know, I had a vision today of just let Excalibur do everything. Get rid of Taz and Shivani.
Get rid of Taz. Because I don't know if you heard one that I didn't, but there was no yam bag tonight. Spoilers.
I was trying to find one. I couldn't find one.
I was going to save that for the end of the show, but if we're getting rid of commentators, then we're getting rid of Taz, who gave up on yam bag tonight. So
there was just no appropriate spot.
There was an awesome Yambag spot, and I was waiting for him because he said other stuff, but he didn't say Yambag. I'm kind of disappointed in him.
It's
Anyway,
probably become a thing where they're like gambling on it backstage, and he probably bet that he wasn't going to say it tonight, so he didn't say it.
oh my, it's a thing now.
Yeah, it's totally a thing.
Oh, that's awful.
Moving along, though, my man.
The first match.
Dax Harwood, Bryan Danielson. This was freaking great. They chopped the crap out of each other.
The fans chanted, "This is awesome," right when they locked up.
Oh, for sure. I did not hear that, but I believe it. 100%.
Commentators called it out. It was crazy.
They did a lot of stuff here. Really hard to recap, but
there was a Danielson hit the scary dive, almost caught his foot on the rope. They wrestled in the front row for a long time, like in people's laps, and probably stepped on some foots a couple of times.
Yes, I'm so glad you mentioned that.
They wrestled all the way through the commercial in the front row.
Yes, okay.
In Pip.
Do you have the ability to watch these Dynamites back?
Yes.
You got to watch back during this match, because when Danielson throws Dax over the rail, there's this woman there in a green jacket that's like right behind them, and she is like scared for her life. I'm
gonna go watch it.
You've just got to see it. I pointed it out to everyone, and we were laughing. I rewound it like 3 times because it was just so amazing. Like, she was so frightened. Like, I don't know if she was just like drugged there by her friends and didn't know what to expect. Or what the deal was, but like...
She was told she was in no danger, then someone pretty much fell on her.
She was concerned.
That's funny. So they did a lot of reversals in this match, a lot of double moves. Those double clotheslines they did for like a minute. Those were really fun.
And no one really worked like... You know what I mean? It wasn't really like a straight like heel or face match.
No.
They just did stuff, you know?
Yeah, it was cool.
Really, yeah,
it was just a couple homies beating the crap out of each other.
Right.
Even the finish was cool.
It wasn't necessarily your normal type of deal now. So you say the finish, let's see here. What did we do?
They were just rolling around the ring, doing different like moves to each other. Then all of a sudden, he rolled around into the label. Rolled into the label, but the camera was way out of place.
That's right. Okay.
The camera was at Danielson's back of his head. There was hard cam that caught the tap, and he was facing Danielson's back of his head was to hard cam. And he was facing the ramp, and he tapped out, and you couldn't even see the hand that tapped because it was on the far side. Way out of place.
Sometimes I wonder about the camera work. But
what's funny is Excalibur's like, oh, we couldn't see it, but I believe his hands were over his eyes. He's like, his hands were over his eyes. That's why he was just kind of shaking wildly, trying to get to the rope before he tapped. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's Scally for you, covering for everybody.
Yeah, that match went 14:42.
That's what he's usually got to do, you know.
It was a good match. I liked it.
That's the life of the announcer, you know. Covering for things on commentary and trying to sell them. I know all about it.
He's the best at it.
He's good.
You know all about it.
I don't mind Excalibur. I think he's good. Like I said, I think he could carry. I think we could do a Joey Styles, and it would give AEW a different kind of presentation. He could still have, you know, like, and that way when the wrestlers commentate, it's, you know what I mean? It's like an added bonus. Like, he wouldn't be alone every match. It'd be kind of like Power Pit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there would be shows where it'd be just me, and the idea was to have, you know, wrestlers throughout the show come out and do color. Didn't always happen that way. You know, one or two guys might come out, you know, during the show, but yeah, no, I mean, I think that would be good. Anyway, enough about that. Yes, Danielson goes over ultimately. You know, they always put Dax in these big matches, and he's always losing. One of these days, he's gonna win one. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah. He doesn't have to win though because he's one of the best tag team wrestlers in the world.
But right, but that's what I'm saying though. They're setting that up for the future.
Yeah.
Like, one day he's gonna have one of these showcase matches against, like, you know, a main event guy, and he's gonna actually win it.
What'd you think about the fake no handshake?
Oh yeah, that was great. Nice touch.
Yeah, I like that.
You
He
know,
went to
and
go disrespect him and he came back. I think it was came back with a hug, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and you know, and this kind of explained everything, and let us know a little bit of foreshadowing of how Danielson's character was going to play out, because judging by last week's episode, kind of the, you know, the natural thing that you would assume was that, you know, Danielson was going heel or something, and then, you know, against Moxley or whatever. They completely shifted away from all that, which was
Oh yeah. Tonight went a
interesting.
little crazy.
Right, but Danielson, you know, staying packed, I think, you know, doing what he's doing. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. We get a backstage dealie with Ricky Starks. Next week we got the
Kid's got ambition.
Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And
It's got Sean Dean in it and the Peacock. What's his name? Uh Dang it, what's his name? He's got the boys. Dalton Castle.
so, correct me if I'm wrong, Vito, but so the Diamond Ring, you get a title shot with that, right?
I guess so.
But Ricky Starks already has a title shot.
He wants all the stuff. He's quite ambitious.
So, I don't know. I mean, I guess put him in the match, but do you think he actually wins that thing? I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure about the Dynamite Diamond Ring in a title match because MJF has won the Dynamite Diamond Ring every year, and I don't remember him having 3 title matches.
Oh, so he's won that every year in a row.
Nobody else has won the Dynamite Diamond Ring. MJF is the only person who's ever won it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that makes it okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes. The jury's still out on that one, damn it.
Yeah.
So
Okay, then something happens, okay? I gotta say something about this next segment.
Yes. Go ahead.
You got my 2 guys, and they're going at it in the back parking lot, right?
Right.
They're still going at it because they just want a piece of each other, okay? Excalibur says they're going at it like hammer and tongs. Did you hear that? Or did I hear that wrong?
Hammer and tongs?
Hammer and tongs. I swear he said that.
What does that even mean?
I was hoping someone could tell me. If you hear in the comments, or if you're hearing this on Spotify, call into our hotline.
Please let us
It's
know.
1-900. Oh wait, that's another one. But hammer and tongs.
pwplanet.com. You can find some way to reach us on there.
Going
All
at
the
it
links
like
are there.
hammer and tongs.
Well, I know what a
Yeah, it
hammer
got me.
is. I know what tongs are.
It got me. I
I
was
still
like,
don't
I
get it.
wrote it down immediately. I was like, are you kidding me? Now Excalibur's just making shit up. Anyway, for some reason, Renee's in Tennessee. I just moved us on from Hammer and Tongs.
Right. So they do this pre-tape thing with the Jazz people without Jericho, and then Claudio and Wheeler Yuta on the other side. I guess, they're trying to get Claudio to join.
Yeah. If he
Like, what?
doesn't win the Ring of Honor World title, he's got to be a sports entertainer again. And apparently Hager wants to be his tag team partner again. He's like, we can be tag partner again, bro. We can wear hats together.
Well,
He tries to
do
get him a
that.
purple hat. So Jericho loses the title because Claudio is not joining the Jazz.
Oh no, he's gotta.
Oh no, that's awful.
No, that's entertainment, man.
Oh no, that's
They'll,
too much entertainment.
they gotta do it and make him be in the group unhappy, and then eventually he wins his freedom, and that keeps Claudio busy for the next 6 months. You know what I mean?
That's what Vince would do. This is Tony Khan.
I'm
He
telling
doesn't
you,
do that.
that's what's gonna happen.
So that's continued BCC and Jazz that we've had since March.
Well, I mean, I think the BCC is just gonna quietly dissolve because it, you know, kind of doesn't exist anymore. I mean, but it could
Tonight
go
they clearly said it does.
right, but it could go either way. I
Well,
don't know. I'm just
we'll
speculating.
talk more about that here soon.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to do
Well,
without
also
foreshadowing.
Yuta's getting a return match for the Pure title.
Right.
He said out of nowhere that just popped up.
So
So
they're keeping going. They're keeping it all going.
I had a couple problems with segments tonight, and that was one of them. There was too much
Yeah, it was
going
pretty.
on there.
It was pretty meh. I'll agree.
This next match was cool though. I
Uh,
liked it. It was cool.
Samoa Joe, AR Fox. They had a nice little
AR
match or
Fox is all
whatever.
elite.
Yes, officially
They
all
said that.
elite.
Yeah.
He got signed after that last match that they had, that he was on Dynamite that we did a few weeks back.
He teamed with someone, right? He teamed with Top Flight, right?
I think
Is
so.
that who it
Yeah,
was? Yeah. He's got
So
some cool moves, man. That dude's cool.
he's neat. They had a neat little match. Never really bought. He was winning. It was a match, so it was fine.
Oh yeah. No. The finish was cool. The finish was awesome. He went for some cool like off the top rope move that Joe was supposed to like wobbly take, and Joe just moved out of the way with like the most dickish smirk on his face I've ever seen. Like he's like, what? Like, why would I even let you fall onto me like that? And then did this like, that move, the pounce. That's what it reminded me of. He
Monty
did like a
Brown.
he did
Yeah,
like a pounce elbow, kinda. It was
right.
cool looking. They just called it a back elbow or something like that. I was like, you should put some respect on that. It looked like a pounce elbow. But then he hits him with the muscle buster.
Man, that was the best. Monty Brown could have really been a name.
Yeah.
WWE got a hold of him, and they just really, I guess, just broke his damn spirit because he quit wrestling after making it to WWE.
What did they call him?
Marcus Corvon.
Corvon, that's right.
Yeah. It was not good.
They put him in ECW, didn't they?
He was one of the new breed of ECW, yeah.
That was sad.
And it sucked.
That match went 6:39, by the way.
Yeah, quick little thing. Joe gets the win. Wardlow interrupts on the screen. Says he's
Joe
coming
calls
for what's
himself,
his, and it's Wardlow's world.
but first, Joe calls himself the King of Television. Hell yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to tell what people are actually trying to get over as a catchphrase and what they just kind of are saying as like promo fodder. I guess
Well,
sometimes things catch on, but
I noticed something at the beginning of this I was going to point out. Do you know that the TNT Championship is not an AEW title? It's a
really
TNT title. It's the TNT Championship.
interesting.
Now, let me pull up a picture of it real quick.
So there's no marking of AEW on it whatsoever.
I'm going to pull that picture up real quick.
So in theory...
Hold on a second. Okay, it does say AEW on it.
Oh, okay.
But when they announce it, they don't announce it as the AEW TNT Championship.
They just say TNT Championship. Or the TBS
I guess that makes more sense. Yeah. I guess putting AEW ahead of it would be a little much saying. A little too much to say. I just thought it was weird that they just say TNT Championship.
God forbid they ever divorce from Turner and they got to change the name to like, Mav TV Championship or,
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
Oh
What's
man.
some like horrible network? The Magnolia Network Championship. There we go.
That's a callback. The Chip and Joanne.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh man, if the people only knew. That's the stuff, we need to just let that roll and then we'll sell that to like the money paying subscribers. They can
oh
see
yeah,
that
we get some
bonus
Patreon
footage.
going on.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that.
So this next part, are you first of all, are you a fan of Powerhouse Hobbs or Will Hobbs as he's known before? Powerhouse Hobbs?
He's cool. He's all right.
Are you digging this new Street Hobbs? Trying to find out where he's from?
This vignette, it totally gave me like, gosh, I don't know. It was not good though.
No.
This was something out of like the mid 90s. Like you remember when Fatu tried to do like the I'm from the streets and protect the streets.
I was watching a Warren G video.
This DJB Warren G.
Yeah. I was waiting for some Warren G to kick out. I was like, regulators, where is it? Come on, hit the music. No, that segment was not it for me. But the next segment that followed up fixed the feelings I was feeling for that last one.
Now, are we talking...
To have Taz explain hookonomics to us, they should just name that segment Taz Explains Hookonomics. Because...
For sure.
That is awesome. He's like, oh, see how he gets wrist control? See how he goes? And there's like it zeroes in like you're watching some flight simulator or something like that.
Right.
Oh, man.
Like a telestrator.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hookonomics by Taz.
Not to be confused with the Thugonomics.
No. Let's not confuse those.
Too many WWE references tonight. We got to try to limit those.
Yeah.
So then, the moment everyone's been waiting for, MJF
I knew this was going to happen.
Makes his first promo as the champion. We didn't get it last week, but we get it this week. Regal started this. He came out and introduced MJF. And yeah, the basic
Hey,
gist of it.
before we get too far, I just want to say, sorry you were stuck at work tonight, Derek. That's all.
Okay.
Did you see the sign that was in front of the art can tonight?
No, did it
During
say
this
that?
segment, this it was during this segment. I kept seeing it pop up like as Regal's coming in, as MJF is coming in. It's on the lower right hand side. It said, "Sorry you were stuck at work, Derek." And I was like, I got a shout out to Derek tonight.
Poor Derek,
So
man.
sorry you're stuck at work, Derek.
But I'm
Anyway,
here and I got my sign on TV, damn it.
um, yeah. So this was interesting.
Well, the basic gist of this, I mean, there's a lot of different things to cover, obviously. First off, MJF explains, they just come out and explain everything that happened.
Yeah,
Uh, it says basically he got this email from Regal
yeah. Because
after
Regal's not a text guy.
the beat down. Yeah,
He's an email guy.
apparently. And
He's
the basis of their whole argument before was the email and, blah, blah, blah.
I've never heard anyone say I got a text from Regal.
See, there you
Everyone
go.
gets emails from Regal.
That makes sense. Maybe he was the anonymous GM.
Oh, dude. I always thought Hornswoggle was a uh, patsy.
But so they go into that whole thing. Then there's a thing under a blanket there in the
I
ring.
knew it. I
Definitely
knew
looked
it.
like a new belt. He denounces the AEW title as itself, saying that it looked tacky and he didn't want to be reminded of the guys that held it before and all this stuff. So he's unveiling
Even
his
though
new
they're
belt.
talented.
Right. In their own right.
Yeah.
Uh,
He made that clear. He wanted to let them know they are talented.
they take the scarf off the belt and it's basically the same belt, but with a new strap.
It's the
Right.
big Burberry belt.
What the hell is Burberry?
It's what his scarf is made out of.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, okay.
I
That
had to
makes
look it
sense.
up not that long ago.
Uh, what was interesting here, he mentions by name in the promo Ricky Starks, but also Danielson and Eddie Kingston. So bing, bang, boom. Probably first three matches right there, right?
Well, Starks is the first one for
Right.
sure.
But also
Um,
planted the seeds for something with Danielson and something with Eddie.
yeah. Um,
Said Eddie would never be champion as long as he
the
lives.
I I think I have voiced my opinion on this before, and I think I still have the same stance as I did before. But the bidding war of 2024,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? You don't
I
like
don't
that
like when he
aspect of
brings
it?
it up. No, I wish he'd stop talking about uh, Jolly Saint Nick and the game trips.
My boy
I wish he
Trips.
I wish he just wouldn't say anything.
Well,
Not my thing.
I don't know. The more that he eggs us on, especially on TV, just makes me think that, there's not, I mean, there is a bidding war, but there's not, you know what I mean, kind of a
Yeah.
thing. Because and he also kind of immediately downplayed that afterwards, though. And this is the first time he did this, was he threw out the H word, the Hollywood word, says, oh, I might do
Yeah.
that instead.
Maybe wrestling doesn't deserve me. Maybe I just go.
Which he's playing one of the Von Erichs. I think we covered that. I think everyone's covered that at this point. So, starting to do the acting. He got bit by the acting bug a little bit, possibly.
He was dropping some names. Championship reigns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Hogan,
mentioned
Jarrett, San Martino,
JBL.
JBL.
Interesting, he didn't say Roman Reigns. You think
Oh,
MJF would go all the way and would have mentioned Roman Reigns since, that's happening concurrently to their programming, but he did not do that. So I thought that was
no.
interesting. He chose to go after basically a bunch of guys who can't do anything about it anymore. you know, Hogan's, basically a skeleton. JBL, definitely out of ring shape. Jeff Jarrett, it's interesting he threw that in there. Maybe they'll do that match at some point. So then for the conclusion of this body of work, he ends up turning on Regal, basically to sum it all up. That's kind of how we
With the
had our,
knuckles.
yeah, we had our beginning, middle, and end, and basically just said you made a deal with the devil. Don't trust the devil or whatever, DTA, don't trust anybody, Regal.
DTA.
Austin should have taught you that long ago.
Yep. Apparently you trained the wrong guys.
Now, you mentioned how concussions weren't a joke earlier, but during this segment, they do this whole thing. They're selling this whole thing.
Oh gosh, I
He's
know.
bleeding from his mouth, and
They talk about his brain bleed and how he has like metal in his neck and stuff.
if I heard Excalibur say brain bleed one more time, I was like, okay, come on. All right, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it, Scally.
Danielson comes out and looks like his
Yeah.
dad's gonna die.
He rushed into the ambulance with him, and they took
Part
him
of me
off.
really thought MJF was gonna like T-bone the ambulance or
Oh my gosh! Now that would be Vince. That's WWE
oh
writing right
shit.
there.
I was waiting for it because they went all the way back to the ambulance. How many times have you seen the camera go all the way back to the ambulance and not do anything? It's rare. But you're
Now
right, that's Vince.
that
We're
would be
trained to
that would be some heat.
now that's sports entertainment.
So then we get a little.
Match of the year, baby.
Well, before that, we got
Oh.
Stokely, Hathaway,
Oh,
and Ethan Page. They come out with Matt Hardy.
yeah, I missed this. I heard it because I was in the kitchen messing around with dinners. I had to start noodles to boil. And
Well, yeah,
it was
you
the
got to
whole
have the
segment
noodles.
was over before I got back from starting the pot to boil water. It was
Yeah,
over. The match only lasted 22 seconds.
right. Well, we had this led into the Ricky Starks, squash of the
Ari
week.
Davari,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah.
Yeah, so I heard Ethan Page start talking. It says on here that Matt Hardy talked. I never heard that.
He
And then
never.
I heard Rochambeau. He wins. Ricky Stark wins. Going the winter is coming. I was like, geez. All because I was trying to boil noodles.
I don't think Matt talked. He came out. Him and Stokely and Page came out, and Matt got in front of him and was like doing his Mattitude poses
Oh.
and doing the delete thing. And Stokely was like, "Get your ass in the back." And they just
Oh, man.
totally are like, castrating Matt Hardy. And Ethan Page just basically said, you're going to help me win this battle royal next week. That's basically
Yeah.
what went down. Then we get Tony Schiavone backstage with Hayter and Baker and Rebel. Do they have like a group name?
Doctor and the nurses.
Okay.
The
The
dentist and her assistants.
the practice. We've got the firm and the
Oh.
practice.
So the champion wants a sit down. She wants to be respected. So we're gonna get that, and we're gonna see if Britt Baker is gonna talk for her or not.
It's got to be with Shivani, not with Renee.
Yeah, Renee can go to hell apparently.
Willow Nightingale goes over Anna JAS.
This is an okay match.
They did a neat little match, and
Yeah, some
this
good action.
sets Willow up to possibly be a challenger for Hayter, right?
I think so. And then we had a return at the end.
Yes, absolutely.
Ruby Soho.
She comes back and
Whoop Ty Mello's ass.
yeah, they pretty much squashed this right there and then. I mean, I guess they'll still have a match, but at this point, it's like, well, you already came back and kicked her ass, so why do you even need to have a match? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this next segment was my favorite segment of the night. Okay. It just shows why one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers it's the reason why he's one of my favorites. Because he's no bullshit. He's no frills. He just gets to the point. He just wants to get his shit done. Get in there, get done, move along. Let's get to it. Right?
Talking about our boy OC.
Talking about the OC.
Yeah.
You got Tony and QT and Orange Cassidy. he's got the belt. He's got the belt barely hanging out of the backpack. He's holding the backpack in front of him with the belt like only half the belt out of the backpack, because if you see too much of it, you're gonna get burnt out.
Right. It's not special anymore.
Yeah. So
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
Man, I feel bad for people that don't get Orange Cassidy. I really do.
Oh yeah.
I just think, man, it makes me mad. But I'm glad that me and you get it though.
QT says, I want the title. Okay, sure. Lumberjack, okay, whatever. Lumberjack, sure. Move on. Sure. Whatever. It's yours. Have it.
QT
We're doing
freaking
this.
Marshall. Come on, man. But, whatever. It's a Rampage match, right? So.
I just love it. He's like, fine, whatever. Take it. Let's do it. A match? Cool, a match. Let's do it. Come on. Go. Move it.
From something we both love to something that I'm pretty sure everybody hated.
Oh, my goodness.
This Jade Cargill Championship celebration.
Okay. Last month, we had a championship celebration. Okay? Well, it was a day celebration, but they also were champions. Acclaimed, they had a true celebration, okay? And so all these 3 girls saw what the celebration was supposed to be. And they did not deliver on that. This celebration sucked, man. It was horrible. Nothing was celebrated.
Well, look, they come out. Now, Jade Cargill, with the outfit she was wearing, which was just ridiculous, she just came out and then just turned around and left. And, it probably would have been a much better segment than it turned out to be. I don't understand. They came out. Now, she did get interrupted by Bow Wow, which, come on, people. Anyway, the whole point of the championship celebration is for it to get ruined. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why you do that angle, is for it to get ruined by someone. It's a heel celebrating, and then a face comes in and ruins it all, and everyone has a good time.
Yeah, it was awful.
That's how the angle's supposed to play out, and that's not how this happened.
Now, is she gonna wrestle Bow Wow? What are we doing here?
Don't understand. Waste of everyone's time, really. All due respect to Jade Cargill. Crowd hated it. Pretty sure everyone at home hated it. They got to figure out. They got to figure out something else to do with her, man. For real. This is not it. Having her do the live crowd promos is not her strong suit. And they've done this a couple times recently.
No.
And I know that you want to give them experience, but like do it, I don't know, do it during a commercial break or something, or in a dark match. Or, I don't know, man, something.
It took me a minute to see that she was actually wearing a bodysuit. I was like, what the fuck is she wearing?
You can't just let her go out there and drown herself.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that sucked. But, you know, this next match really picked up for it.
Hey, Brandon, you should center your camera a little more. It looks like you're, like, getting cut off a little bit.
I know you can't see me, but
Whoa, hold on a second. Did you just John Cena me just now?
As far as I can see, I'm still in our frame. I'm not sure how it looks to
Oh, wow,
you.
okay. Well, as long as they can see you.
I don't know. It's weird.
This next segment was awesome.
Match 3.
No, you missed a segment.
How did I miss a segment?
Drill Sergeant Daddy Ass. A backstage segment. Did you not see that?
I did see that, but that's not
The Acclaim.
on they missed that on the review here that I'm reading.
Oh, well, that sucks. That's where that came in at. The Acclaimed every Wednesday.
Thanks.
Drill Sergeant Daddy Ass, dude.
Thanks, Dave. You know, it's the last time that I freaking use the Observer to do my bullet points for the recap.
Next time, use 411 Mania. They're good.
See, there you
That's
go.
where I get my times for my matches. Shout out the 411 Mania.
Usually I can count on, I mean, it's not Dave that writes these, obviously. It's some other jabroni at the website. But usually I can count on these, not tonight. But yes, this segment. Now, I thought it was great that they pointed out that the Acclaimed didn't have a match or really much of anything besides this 30 seconds on the show, which seems obscene.
But it was one of the funniest moments of the show.
Yes.
It was so funny. We're gonna wrestle the best tag team. What? You're the best tag team. He means the second best tag team, sir. That was so funny.
Yes. They did like an army type skit.
Yeah. Drill Sergeant Daddy Ass, dude. That's awesome. I want an action figure of Drill Sergeant Daddy Ass. I think that'd be cool.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That can be a gimmick that they do from time to time, or maybe it was a one-time thing. Who knows?
This is the second time a segment that I didn't like was followed by a segment that I did like. So, you know that earlier Hobbs was followed with Hookonomics with Taz, and Worst Celebration Ever was followed by Drill Sergeant Daddy Ass. And then followed by something I was wrong about. Last week, I said that the 6-man tag match would never be in the main event. I was wrong. This week it was in the main event.
Of course.
So that just proves that Tony watches this. So shout out Tony Khan.
Tony Khan's listening to it on his plane rides. Obviously, he's got it on his Spotify thing while he's bouncing back and forth.
Oh, that Anna JS Willow Nightingale. I don't know if I said that match was 7:32.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't think we had the time for that.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
But good heads up. Yes, we get match 3. Elite Death Triangle.
The
They
Blitz.
did
Start with the Blitz.
right. Is that what we call this?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
It was a different setup. They did the jump before the bell, long brawl before the match actually starts gimmick.
Yeah.
Which is fine. They still did, they did all kinds of awesome stuff during that brawl on the rampway, and no one fell off of it, so that was good.
A couple people jumped off of it.
A couple jumps were made. A couple Ranas were hit off of it.
Yeah. Rick Knox took a ref bump. Big one. Rick Knox got knocked out.
That happened a little later, though, right?
Well, as they were coming back,
Oh,
it was
that's
like
right,
as soon as they came back from over there. Yeah.
So that was kind of the story of that was, and the Elite initiated this, right? Because they came out first. That Triangle came out second. They ran up the ramp and attacked them before the bell. So that was their strategy to make sure that they got this win.
Yeah.
And
couldn't go 3-0.
Right. So yeah, and this was good, but and definitely awesome. But I want to say, so far was probably the weakest one of the 3. Would you agree?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Not that it was bad, but of the 3, it was like it just seemed kind of anticlimactic.
There was a couple points I wanted to point out. Alex has took the heel turnabout now. And Phoenix is still a no on this.
He's supporting the hammer. He wants to use the hammer. Penta wants to use the hammer. Everyone wants to use the hammer.
Phoenix is still no.
He ain't down with it.
And another thing I want to point out is Nick and Phoenix are so entertaining when they wrestle each other. Those two are like wrestling gold with each other. And they're the younger brothers. So I just really like them. Yep. But as you know, my boys won. It's now 2-1.
Matt gets the win after putting up the knees. Pac doing his twisty, turny splash thing off the top rope.
Red arrow, black arrow, one of the colors.
Yeah, Nick puts the knees up, and it looked devastating.
Yeah, they showed the replay they showed was horrible.
Right.
If he wasn't wearing that mask, it would have been way worse.
I mean, it looked stiff, and you think it'd be kind of a weird way to end a match, but with how stiff it looked, it made sense. You know what I mean?
And in honor of that, I did some redecorating here. I moved my boys. So
there you
down
go.
Here, I don't know if you can see them, but
yeah, no,
we got the Elite right
see.
Here. The Elite right here.
So, the Wayward Sons.
The Wayward Sons. And they are carrying on. Carrying on with those Wayward Sons.
Did we get any... there was no chanting or anything like that tonight from this crowd,
I didn't hear any. They were over on the Elite, though, even though they were playing heels majorly.
Right.
Majorly. And this match went 12-15, by the way.
They just decided to just ignore all that and go out and have the match they're going to have. I mean, really, I couldn't tell you who was what in this feud. It's just kind of like it's whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's whoever you support.
Well, it's like Death Triangle is having their own storyline within each other. Right. And Elite's like, we're heels. Yeah. Cheer for us.
Right.
So it's cool.
Now, DT using the hammer in the first two matches, I think, kind of clearly makes them. I mean, if you're going to paint anybody as the heels, it's them. And then today,
Yeah,
and then
but
in this match,
only half of them or 3/4 of them are heels now.
right. So, I mean,
So
that's basically the whole thing. You know what I mean? You eat 3/4 of the pizza, that's most of the pizza right there.
you're right. You're
So,
right.
but yeah, no, so they're clearly, and I mean, tonight with the whole jumping them before the bell, but still keeping it clean thing. I mean, they got a clean win. They didn't do anything to cheat to win the match. It was a clear reversal, and and Matt got the win. So that's apparently what we're doing.
So what are we rating this show?
Bro, I'm telling you, as a whole, the show started great. It ended great. Stuff in the middle was kind of meh, except the MJF promo, of course, was fire. Everything else is just kind of there. I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way to a 4 on this one, man. I really enjoyed it.
Really?
I really
Wow.
enjoyed this show as a whole.
There was too much meh for me.
A lot of meh in the middle.
There was 5 matches, only 5 matches, and one of them was 22 seconds long.
That was part of the meh in the middle.
There was 2 segments that I didn't like. One of them was horrible. I just was not into this very much. So I'm gonna go low. I'm gonna give it a solid 3.
Wow, that's probably the biggest contrast we've ever had.
Yeah, this was not one for me. The matches were good, but there's gotta be more. There's gotta be less meh for me to give it a 4.
There was a lot of meh, but I really enjoyed.
And not a single yam bag.
Yeah, someone made some money on that for sure. It was probably
I grade on the yam bag curve.
Gosh, what was it? One last thing here that I was going to say just about this show compared to other shows in general is that the things I really enjoyed about it, right, were the first match and then the last match. I wish, if someone out there is listening, can we somehow get less picture-in-picture in the show? Like, I don't want to...
That's what messed up a lot of matches are commercials. Commercials screwed up a lot of matches.
Like, is there any way we can... I can understand going to a commercial once. Maybe every other match has a commercial in the middle of it. Somehow we can figure this out. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man. I know if a match goes long, like the main event, you kind of have to have a commercial in the middle of it. But man, it just... it really like tonight, I was really enjoying those matches, and I was just thinking, man, this commercial really kind of takes me out of it.
Yeah,
the experience, agreed.
That Anna JS and Willow Nightingale really suffered for that too.
See, there you go. And that probably suffered the most because they needed the support. You need that support to push those people more than anything.
Yeah.
I think. All right. Well, that, I guess, is it. Vito, my man. Big Vito T. The brand. Yo. Pro Wrestling Planet podcast. We did the AEW Dynamite review once again. Give me the scissor, my man.
Scissor me, baby.
Scissor me, Daddy Vito. Daddy Vito. You gotta love it.
Good night and goodbye. Bang.